Aircraft Factory S.E.2. The S.E.2 was a direct derivative of the first aircraft in the world to be built to the single-seat, high-speed scout formula that provided the basis for the single-seat fighters of the 1914 to 1918 war. This progenitor was the BS-1, a remarkably clean little biplane powered by a 100-horsepower Gnome two-row rotary. The BS, or Blériot Scout, category of Army Aircraft Factory designation had existed since November 1911, but it seems that work on the design of the BS-1 did not start until the summer of 1912. Most of the design work was done by Geoffrey de Havilland. The completed BS-1 appeared early in 1913. On test, it proved to have an outstanding performance. Its maximum speed was 92 miles per hour. Its initial rate of climb 900 feet per minute. Directional control was not satisfactory, however, and a new enlarged rudder was designed. While this new surface was being made, Geoffrey de Havilland continued to fly the BS-1 with the original rudder. On Thursday, the 27th of March, 1913, he put the aircraft into a turn that was somewhat sharper than usual. The cantilever rudder broke over the fuselage owing to a faulty weld, and the BS-1 crashed. Lieutenant de Havilland sustained a fractured jaw. The aircraft was rebuilt and appeared in the autumn of 1913. By June 1913, the designation SE-2 had come to be applied to the redesigned aircraft, the initial letters signifying Scout Experimental. SE-1 had been an unsuccessful canard type of 1911. In its designation, SE had stood for Santos Experimental. In general appearance, the SE-2 closely resembled the BS-1, having a similar clean, semi-monocoque fuselage and single-bay wings. The engine was an 80-horsepower Gnome single-row, 9-cylinder rotary, carried on a fore-and-aft mounting deep within a long cord cowling. The wings of the SE-2 were virtually identical to those of the BS-1, having the same elegant elliptical tips. Wing warping was employed for lateral control. The extremities of the lower wing had plywood covering in lieu of wingtip skids. The tail unit was completely redesigned, having divided elevators, a small fin, and a high aspect ratio rudder of characteristic profile. The semicircular tailplane was a lifting surface and had distinct undercamber. An unsatisfactory feature of the design was the use of the bottom of the rudder as a tail skid. It was changed, and the whole rudder had a short vertical travel against a coil spring on the rudder post. The rudder itself had an all-metal frame of steel tubing and mild steel ribs. The SE-2 was being flown by Geoffrey de Havilland in October of 1913, but its activities during the winter of 1913 and 14 are obscure. In the week ending 13th of March 1914, it was flown to Netheravon by Major J.F.A. Higgins, but apparently it stood there unflown until Higgins flew it back to Farnborough early in April. On its return to the Royal Aircraft Factory, it was again rebuilt. The work occupied the summer of 1914, and it seems that the aircraft did not reemerge until the beginning of October. The wings and forward portion of the fuselage of the original SE-2 had been retained, but the rear fuselage was now a fabric-covered structure that had as its basis a wooden box girder with ply-covered top and bottom and wire-braced sides. This was faired into a circular cross-section by plywood formers and spruce stringers. A revised engine cowling was fitted, and the air screw carried a small spinner. The fin and rudder were greatly enlarged. A constant cord tailplane and elevators were fitted, and a separate tail skid, sprung and faired, was mounted on an extension of the rudder leading edge. The interplane bracing was revised and augmented, and the reconstructed SE-2 was one of the first airplanes to have streamlined RAF wires in the interplane bracing in place of the stranded wire cables of the original aircraft. A twin-skid undercarriage was still fitted, but the skids were of modified shape. The first recorded flight of the reconstructed SE-2 was made on the 3rd of October 1914, with Frank Gooden at the controls. He and Jeffrey de Havilland shared the flying of the little single-seater while it was at Farnborough. It had the official serial number 609. Later in 1914, the SE-2 was sent to France and was allocated to No. 3 Squadron. It was given makeshift armament, originally consisting of 2 rifles firing at outward angles to clear the air screw. Later, only one .45 caliber revolver was carried. J.T.B. McCudden noted that the SE-2 was a little faster than the Bristol Scout B, but had a highly inferior climbing performance. It was certainly faster than any enemy type then in use, and if it had had worthwhile armament, it might have been a useful fighter. The SE-2 was still with No. 3 Squadron on the 10th of March 1915, but no longer figured anywhere in the RFC order of battle 2 months later. There are indications in official papers that the aircraft may have been in existence when the war ended and that its preservation was sought. Unfortunately, it did not survive, and its ultimate fate is unknown. In later years, the designation SE-2A came to be applied to the reconstructed aircraft. Useful though this distinction provided by the suffix letter is, this distinction was not used while the aircraft existed and cannot be regarded as authentic.